In my previous video, I mentioned some tips and things to look at when you're going to pick out a fruit tree, or any tree for that matter. So see that video for all those tips, but one thing that I left out was this soil. So this is like predominantly bark and like very loose, like it's not the greatest soil for something like a citrus tree. Citrus tree really like a lot of moisture, believe it or not. And while they do really well in our climate here, because it's more of like a Mediterranean, somewhat more dry climate, depending on where you are. For the most part, we're a bit more dry here than say where I am originally from in Texas, where in Texas and places like Florida have a lot of fungal issues because it's too humid. We have just the right climate for citrus, and they do so well in California. However, they do need water, and they don't want to be like drenched, but you want soil that can hold some moisture, but can also still like let some drainage happen. So a good one that I usually use is this one here, because while it does have some of that bark in there too, it's got mostly sand, perlite, and here, let me open it so you can look at the ingredients on the back, but just so you can take a look, see visually. I have to visually see things. This is much more sand. There's some clay in there and perlite. Lots of good aggregates for drainage, but there's also, it's a lot better at holding some moisture as well. So that way it's not like soggy, but it can actually hold nutrition, hold water, and all that. I think one of the reasons that this plant is like struggling right now is that this soil, often the water just goes right through it, because it's mostly just bark. So today I'm going to fix this root issue, and then here are a few things that I'm going to add. This here is pure organic worm castings, and I'm just showing this because I had it in my garage and I want to use it up. But if you have chickens, or if you have a worm bin or a compost bin outside, you can probably look at the bottom of it, and I'm sure you have earthworms. I'll do another video on that because I have to clean up my chicken coop soon, because I use the heavy litter method for them, and so they just compost all kinds of stuff in there, and we just lay new straw to make it fresh, and then at the very bottom of all of that there's beautiful compost and earthworms. So if you have chickens, do that instead. Otherwise, add this. And today, like in the other video, I mentioned to add a organic citrus fertilizer, but I don't have any on me right now. But you know, some of the main things that citrus needs for good healthy growth is nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. So as long as you're pretty much hitting those marks and you're not going to give it like a nitrogen burn, then something like this here, see all the ingredients there, it pretty much has all of that in there. And this is a tomato fertilizer. So just FYI, you can totally just use this. It's only a 346. You can totally use this for your citrus as well. If you have any corrections to that or have like a better idea, please let me know in the comments. But I've done it before and it works, and it's not going to burn your plants either. There's also, I believe there's also mycorrhizal fungi in there as well. So I'm planning on keeping this. I'm going to plant it in the ground, not in another pot. So I want to have that mycorrhizal fungi in the ground too, so that it can spread with the other network of plants, and you know, they can help each other grow healthy, and all the microbes in the soil can get food and whatnot. So yeah, and that's all there is to it. That's the rest of that video. Anyway, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.